love this stuff. Got a great week of music. It just kind of fell that way. But yeah, this is some good stuff. And thanks for being a part of the Vibe Tribe. Thanks for liking and following our page. We do appreciate it. All right. It's time to wake up to the vibe. Now, I'm going to just switch gears a little bit here because I'm going to bring on our guest. And I want to get some like really nice, really cool. Oh. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, it is a great pleasure to bring on my guests from Downingtown, PA to Nashville, Tennessee. And it didn't happen overnight. Ladies and gentlemen, her music has been featured on TV shows like Lifetime's Army Wives and ABC's Beauty and the Beast. She has released several CDs. She just dropped a new video, I believe, on Friday. And we're going to talk more about that. And we're also going to talk about how we raised over $150 on Kickstarter, which led her straight to Billboard magazine. Would you please, I know you're in your living room, start clapping. Welcome. Good morning, Liz Longley.
Good morning, Joe. I need your energy right now. What are you doing?
Hey, listen, it's all in this cup. I can't tell you what's in it, but it's in this cup.
Well, I loved your energy. I was watching your videos and I was like, yes, I want to do this show because I will wake up and I will have the best morning ever. So thank you for having me.
You know what? Listen, and no, thank you, because I know you're super busy. We talked for a couple months. I've got a funny feedback. Do you have audio on in your room by any chance?
Oh.
Or is that coming from me?
I don't have audio on in my room.
Wait.
Can you talk again?
Check.
Yeah.
I think it might be me. It was me. Okay, we're good. Yeah. So, sorry about that. I had my computer speakers on.
Oh, that's okay.
It's early.
I can still hear it though, so I wonder.
Yeah, that is. Hold on a second. You know why? Hold on, folks. This is live stream. Check 1, 2.
I wonder if you can. I should turn you down to my headphones. Maybe you're hearing it through my headphones.
Oh, no. I got it. Okay. There it is. When you have an iPad, a MacBook Pro, and a Mac, you got to make sure you shut all the speakers off. That was my iPad. Okay, so anyway, that's okay. The intro was spectacular. You're spectacular, and we're here. I am super excited. Let me just hit refresh over here. This is the beauty about live stuff, is that, you know, nobody's looking for perfection. We're looking for progress.
And connection, right? In this time, it's
yes,
more than ever.
And I am super excited here. What is going on? Hold on, Liz. You'd think I would have this down by now. I go through this every single morning. And then Facebook will do things like change their layout without telling you. And I'm like, what? You know, and I literally like get in this chair 10 minutes before this is all supposed to start to happen. But anyway, let's see. Why isn't this? You know, it's funny, Liz. I always resort back to my phone because it never fails me. You can have computers, laptops, MacBook Pros, the faithful phone.
And you stream from there?
No, it's where I can check to see if anybody's in the room and what their comments are and stuff. And cool. So it's cool. Yeah, we are rocking and rolling. Here you are. Okay. All right. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Bob. Good morning, Michelle, Tommy, James, Scott, Bev. It's good to see all of you. And
hi, guys.
Yes, say hello to my new guest here, Liz Longley. Let's get right into things here, Liz. So, first of all, I always try to take the approach of getting to know the artist, and an artist you are. How old were you when you started this, when you just woke up and said, hey, I think I want to be a musician and a singer-songwriter for the rest of my life?
It's crazy to think, but I knew when I was 14 years old that it was what I was going to do with my life. I grew up in a really musical household. My dad played music all through my childhood. My mom always wanted to be a singer. And so I started writing songs. They came out of nowhere, and I was 14, and I played one for instead of singing a solo in the chorus, the choir, I got the chance to play my first original song, and that just changed everything right away. So
how old were you when you wrote your first song?
14.
You were 14 when you wrote your first song too.
Yeah. Yeah, I knew then. And my parents were so supportive, and they just nurtured it, my love of music the whole time. So I've been really lucky.
Yeah. Wow. That's awesome. Do you have a recording of that 14-year-old playing that song?
Oh, yeah. Way too many embarrassing recordings that go way back.
Even though if I thought about this in advance and we planned this, I would have had you play it.
Nope, I would never do it. I'm sorry.
Wow. So I know you play piano and you play guitar. What instrument kind of came to you first and naturally? Was it the guitar first?
Well, I started playing piano when I was 8, but I honestly didn't take to it until I started closing the piano books and the classical, I was learning all the, but right. I really connected to it when I closed the books and just started to try to write my own songs or try to learn my favorite singer-songwriter songs, like Joni Mitchell songs, or Sarah McLachlan at the time was like my life. But then I started playing guitar when I was 16, and that just felt like I could express a lot of different emotions and have a lot of different sounds that I could get out of it. So that's my main instrument now, actually. Yeah.
Wow. Very cool. I know. And you play beautiful guitar, as our viewers are about to find out.
Oh, thank you.
And I'm glad you mentioned Sarah, because, oh my gosh, I could listen to her all day long. And now, you saying that was one of your inspirations, I can kind of put that together. I hear that in your voice. You know what I mean? You can hear an artist's influence, I think. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
But then every now and then things will shock you with an artist. Like if you came out and said, I grew up on the Ramones.
Metallica.
Like, what?
Actually, my brother grew up on the Ramones, so you're pretty close.
So the Ramones were in the room in the Longley house.
They were.
That's awesome. Now,
I was listening to jazz, and my brother was listening to the Ramones. Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. You know what? And the different genres of music, very important, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. And I actually grew up on country music more than anything. But then I moved to Nashville, and I was like, I will not be a country artist. I'm from Pennsylvania. And so when I started getting that label, I don't know, I was like in my 20s, people were calling me country. I was like, oh no, I've gone off track. So anyway, I feel like in this latest record, I've found my pocket. So.
Yeah, I cannot wait to get to that video, and I don't want to get ahead of myself, but I love it. I was watching it yesterday, and I'm like, and it's so well done. I'm super excited.
I'm excited for you to share it. Yeah, it was such a fun video to make.
Yeah, you know what's cool about having you on Wake Up to the Vibe, and I want the viewers to know this about you. You're a pioneer when it comes to streaming. Like right now, we're in this coronavirus lockdown, quarantine, stay home. But I was watching your live broadcast concerts online 2 years ago.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I could remember. Maybe it wasn't quite 2 years ago. You could correct me if I'm wrong, but I remember doing. Was it 5 years that you did?
5 years.
You started, and I remember watching, going, oh my gosh, she's doing a show. I think you even called it like something like the online concert series or something, right?
Like from my living, or I can't remember what I first called it, but yeah, it was on concertwindow.com, which unfortunately does not exist anymore. They shut down in September, but they would be doing really well right now. But I've always loved playing online shows and using it as a way to connect with fans that I can't get to on the road all the time. So it's, I'd have themes every month. It was a show once a month. Now I'm doing one about a couple times a week. So it's a totally different thing now. But I am lucky that I have been able to connect with people online for shows for a while. But
well, it was probably good prep. Not that you need prep, but all of a sudden everybody's okay. I got to hit this Facebook. Look, I still can't get it right. I'm screwing up my intros, right? But you're so smooth. You had a show. What was it? Friday night. I think I logged. Was it Friday night or Saturday night?
Thursday night.
Thursday night. Yeah. Okay. You were Thursday night. My friend Bobby was Friday night, and Honey of the Heart was Saturday night. Like I'm literally putting it on my calendar. It's like going to a show, right?
You have to. Like I had months and months of tour that were just like wiped away. And I just took them all off my calendar because I don't know where I was supposed to be. And I'm just like, what am I you have to have something on your calendar to look forward to. So it's fun. I put my friends' shows on my calendar too. It's like, oh, we're going out. Right. Last night we went out for dinner we literally just like made up our patio so we could have dinner out there, and we felt like we were in a restaurant. So whatever you can do to find a little piece of sanity,
Did you order red wine?
I ordered it, and I was also the server. So
you know what? Tip good. Okay. Make sure you tip good. Is red wine, do you like red wines?
I love it. And actually funny that you say this, because last night I said to my fiance, I said, I'm at the point now where I don't even wash my wine glass. I just refill it.
Oh my gosh.
So I tweeted that, and I could not believe it. I mean, everybody is relating to it. It's hilarious.
That is so funny. I don't even wash my wine. It doesn't get dirty.
Don't even waste the time. Don't waste the water.
Oh my gosh.
Refill it.
That is funny. Tell me a little bit, and excuse me, I'm all over the board, and it's morning. And like I was telling you earlier, this is Coffee with Joe and his viewers, right?
I love it.
There's so many things about you that I find to be interesting. And like I mentioned, when all of this, all musicians were jumping online, I seriously thought of you and said, oh my gosh, Liz Longley has been doing this for the past few years. And you were one of very few. It's not like every other post. There were not Facebook groups where you could go into, like I live in Raleigh, and there's the Raleigh, North Carolina open mic group now, and there's 1,000 musicians in there playing live. You were, out there swimming by yourself in this thing. But what led you to the GoFundMe? Because that's fascinating to me.
Yeah. Okay. So, I was on a label for several years. I put out 2 records with that label and was about to put out my 3rd with them when it started becoming very clear, simply put, that it wasn't going to work. And the only way for me to release that record that I had just made under their label was to buy it back. And the price tag was $45,000, which I don't have because I'm a musician. So that was really, that was really daunting. And I had done a Kickstarter before, and was, is what got me a record deal. I did a Kickstarter in 2012. I made my dream record in Nashville, and that record got me signed. So then to be saying, I need your help in getting me out of this record deal so I can give you this music was quite humbling. But I actually, funny that you talk about my online concerts. I actually reached out to all my online fans that were watching these shows every month and said, you guys are my crew. You're my family. Like, or would you be willing to share this with your friends and family and help get the word out? And they all not only shared it, but they all participated. And then it just spread like wildfire, and $150,000 were raised. And I was able to buy back the record and hire a publicist and make music videos. And it was incredibly, it was humbling. And it was just an honor to have their support. And I feel forever connected to them because they changed my life.
Yeah. So. I can remember seeing your posts, and you would post, hey, if you donate to my fund, here's the username and password that I'll give you. You could jump in the room and be a part of my living room concert.
Yeah.
Right? That was like kind of part of your strategy. And I remember seeing that, and I said, this girl's brilliant. So I'm trying to put myself in your place. You raise $150,000 from your fans in advance to buy back your own music. Oh my gosh. That's like, it's like buying back your car after it was repoed or something. Yeah, son, you can have your car back. Give us the 20 grand you owe to bank and you can have it back.
I know.
Maybe it's not quite like that, but I don't know.
It was a hard time emotionally, just getting to that place. You sign a record deal and you think you have this idea that you've made it, and it's not always the case. Actually, it's mostly never the case.
Never the case, right? Did they give you an advance when they
No.
offered you a contract on the deal?
It was never like that.
Never like that. Because I have a friend of mine who got screwed on a record deal because they gave her $2,500 up front. And I was like, no, don't sign. $2,500 is not a lot of money in the music business. Yeah. Do not sign. And she lost her music for 10 years. Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
And this was a while back. They didn't have GoFundMe. Right. So there was no way to go buy it back,
Oh, that's so unfortunate. And there are artists that, I have friends that actually were in a similar situation to me and they couldn't get their music back. And so at some level, I feel extremely fortunate that I even had the opportunity to say, okay, I'll take it. Here's the money, as otherwise I would have had to just let it go and potentially not be able to re-record it because it all depends on your contract. But anyway,
yeah, very cool.
New record. It's called Funeral from My Past, which, I wrote that song before I knew I was going to be getting out of this whole label deal and everything. Here, I'll show you. I have the album right here, actually.
Yeah, cool. And I want to know where is that the name of the record, Funeral for My Past? Was that your way of saying, so is this the record you bought back?
Yes, but I wrote that song before anything fell apart. So I actually had no idea what I would be, what my past would be. Right. But the songs are all tied together by that track, Funeral for My Past, because they're songs about where I've been and what I wanted to let go and heal from. And then it was just kind of crazy that it turned into all that. But I love this record and I'm so excited to get to share it,
It's very cool. I like the whole concept of having a funeral for your past, like in general, let it go of it, have a party, have a funeral, hold the wake for the thing, right?
Truly, otherwise I feel like, whatever you hold on to can literally, eat away at you. And now more than ever, we have this time. A lot of us have extra time to really dig in and figure out the things that are holding us back and keeping us down. And so anyway, it's a record about that.
Cool. I love it. I want to touch a little bit on Berklee School of Music, because I know that's in your past and that's part of your past that you can't have a funeral for because
I don't want to.
That's right. That's right. I mean, was it 4 years? Was it a specific program? Yeah.
4 years. And I went there. It was the only school I applied to. I was ready to hit the road if I didn't get into Berklee. I'm so glad I got into Berklee because I learned more than I ever knew there was to learn about songwriting. And I was a songwriting major and a voice principal. So you have to have an instrument. My instrument was voice. Mm-hmm. And I absolutely loved every second of it. And I still stay in touch with a lot of my professors. And I'm actually doing an online show for some Berklee the Berklee board this week. So I'm kind of nervous about it because apparently they're inviting Gloria Estefan to this Zoom online. I'm like, great. Berklee did not prepare me to sing for Gloria Estefan. So
you've got this, Liz. You've got this.
Fingers crossed.
So
but it was a great time.
Here's what I'm going to do. I want to play a song because if our viewers are anything like myself, I'm just so anxious to dive in. And it'll give you and I a quick break, although we will not be chatting throughout the song because we're going to be listening to it. The first song that I'm playing is When You've Got Trouble, correct? Yes. Can you maybe just give us a little foundation of the song and the video?
Absolutely. So I sent you a live video because I thought it would feel like we were hanging out and I was playing in your studio. But
with all the nice lights and the stage and everything. Thanks. I appreciate it. I should have never told everybody that I just told everybody it was pre-recorded. I wish I didn't.
I could have sent you like a real music video, but I sent you a live video. But I wrote When You've Got Trouble, 10 years ago, about someone that I really loved and who was struggling with depression and anxiety. And I just felt everything they were feeling and wanted them to know that I was with them in their pain. And so I wrote this song and it was really a song that kind of shaped my career in a huge way. Sirius XM picked it up and started playing it for like 10 years. That was really amazing. And yeah, it's a song that is probably my staple song at this point. So I thought it was fitting for the times as well.
Awesome. I'm excited. This is called When You've Got Trouble by Liz Longley. And I'm going to make a couple maneuvers here because that's how we do this here live. And right, you're listening to Wake Up to the Vibe. When You've Got Trouble. Here we go.
You've been kicking in your sleep, tossing and turning relentlessly, and I know you'd be lying if you told me you were fine. And you've been screaming in your head, swallowing the words that I know you would have said if you would just breathe. Oh, my heart is tangled all around you. When you've got trouble, I've got trouble too. Oh, my life is arm in arm with you. When you've got trouble, I've got trouble too. So what do you need? I'll kiss you awake when you had a bad dream, and I'll tell you a story, make it up as I go, or I'll sing you a song that I know that you know. It goes, my heart is tangled all around you. When you've got trouble, I've got trouble too. Oh, my life is arm in arm with you. When you've got trouble, I've got trouble too. You and I live like the tree and the vine. Oh, my darling, we're so delicately intertwined. I'll ease your pain 'cause you've eased mine. Oh, my heart, it's tangled all around you. When you've got trouble, I've got trouble too. Oh, my life is arm in arm with you. When you've got trouble, I've got trouble too.
You're listening to Wake Up to the Vibe. Wow, absolutely beautiful here. Hold on a second here. Absolutely beautiful. Liz, wow.
Thank you.
I'm telling you, that was just, wow. You know what I'm thinking while I'm watching this? I am blessed beyond belief to be in this situation, in this position, to have people like you on my show, to take your music and bring it to these viewers. This is amazing.
Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you for doing what you do. Thank you for liking music enough to take the time to do this. It's really cool.
No, it's so cool. I'm telling you, it really just kind of breaks me a little bit inside emotionally because I'm watching and listen, that song is beautiful. I want to start crying. I'm like, you got to go back on the air. But here's the thing. I'm looking at these comments And I'm like, wow, what a beautiful voice. Someone actually, and I did not make mention of this, that I interviewed you years ago on WCSS, like 15 years ago.
Cool.
And somebody had made mention, hey, didn't you have her on your show years ago when we were doing radio? Now we're global. We're on the internet. We're everywhere.
Yeah.
But yeah, just looking at these comments, and this is the whole thing, Liz. We started this to get into the living rooms and say, folks, look, we're in this together. Let's put some smiles on our faces. Let's love each other, and let's just make the best of it. And I quit my day job, and now I'm doing this full time now. I'm still trying to figure out, yes, yay, like a poor musician you are.
I relate.
So, I mean, you had to cancel your tour. Let's talk about that for a quick second, because you're legit. When Liz Longley's on tour, these are gigs across the United States. I've looked at your tour schedule in the past.
Yeah, I love touring so much. And I've been lucky that I've been doing it since pretty much I graduated from high school. I live for it. And I think what keeps me going is just truly because it's a grind. It's not glamorous. My style of touring, I'm at a level where I get to play great shows, but I live out of my minivan. I
Right.
truly so it's not glamorous, but I absolutely love to get to meet people after shows and share a connection. And really what's kept me going is playing songs that people relate to, and them coming up to me afterwards and telling them what it means to them, because that's what I feel like music is about, is just letting people know that you're not alone in whatever you're feeling. Someone's been there. And so I'm always trying to tap into what I'm feeling in hopes that someone else is going to find their feelings in it. So I just love connecting with people. So I really miss that right now. So thank you for this.
Well,
I was
that's
going to be touring a lot.
that's a reflection on the song we just played. I mean, just the verse, you've got troubles and I've got troubles too.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's so powerful.
That's what motivates my tours, I guess. That's my fuel. So I actually, and touring on an album cycle year, it's been a couple of years since I made a record. So you really like live for the year where you get to tour a new record. So this was going to be a big one. But that's okay. I still have I can just hang out with my collection of my own vinyl until we're back.
I like the fact that you released that on vinyl. Is that the new thing? Is that what artists, are they all coming out on vinyl now? This vinyl is back?
It should be. Yeah. Look, and we got it. We got
whoa.
Super stoked about. I know. I haven't been able to do it with every record. It's really expensive to do, but because of the Kickstarter, we were able to do vinyl. And let me show you this. I don't know if you do you play guitar?
I do.
Oh, cool.
Played in bands that, not at your level, but yes, I'm a bar guy.
Nice. Well, one of my favorite things to do growing up was reading songbooks. And so we made my first one ever for this record. So
wow,
we were able to do because of those 1,302 Kickstarter backers. So
did you chart out the book? Because, oh my gosh, how do you sit and do that?
Oh, did I do it personally?
Yeah.
No, I didn't. I did it for When You've Got Trouble. When I was in school, I wrote that song and I wrote it out. We also put pictures in there. So
love it.
Your part. I can do it, but it's very time consuming. So I actually hired a Berkeley student who was still in the thick of it, and they're familiar with the software. So they wrote it all out.
So cool. So when you buy Funeral for My Past, is it like a package? Like, can I buy the record, the book, and the t-shirt and the coffee cup? Like,
that is such a good idea. Can I hire you as my marketing?
Absolutely. No, I mean, because I would seriously be like, first of all, I love the line Funeral for My Past. I do. I think that is so cool. I think subliminally, if I'm saying that right, it says something. And a t-shirt that says Funeral for My Past. I mean, come on.
Yeah. We don't have a t-shirt. We have bracelets, which I don't think you would like, but they say, let it go, let it be, let it rest here in peace. Those are the 3 lines in that song that kind of sum it up. But we don't have packages, but we just have all the things on lizlongley.com/store.
Let it go, let it be, let it rest here in peace.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Lay it down at the funeral for your past today. That's how the song ends.
You listen, you're a great guest for a Monday morning. I mean, we are setting up the week right here. And for our viewers, just so you know, Liz is on Central Time, an hour behind us. So 6 a.m. And you chose 6 a.m. on Monday. I was like, are you crazy? Oh, that's good.
Good way to start the day. I'm going to watch the sun come up and
yeah,
great. I like it. I like it.
It's a great way to start the day. For those of you who just logged into the room, welcome to Wake Up to the Vibe. Having a great time this morning. I'm here with Nashville recording artist Liz Longley, and we're just talking about life and music. As we have coffee, and a lot of our viewers are regulars. So cheers to you. Cheers to them. Cheers to everybody. Let me just, if you don't mind, Liz, let me do a quick shout out. I'm trying to get better at this. Good morning, Rosemary and Carol and Mary Alice and Bob and Anita. Oh, look at this. I love this. Tina, good morning. And this is so cool. Yeah, it's good stuff. Joe's back in the room, as in Joe Reynolds. Joe Altieri's always in the room. You know, the other day we were doing tests. I'm setting up, because I got a pretty cool setup. I've got like a nice mixer set up, and we're testing it because I purchased a piece of hardware. People were logging into the test and they stayed. They go, I'm like, this is a test. Do not share. Do not have a watch party. And they're like, no, man, this is cool. Can we hang out? I'm like, yeah, it's Facebook Live. I can't kick you out.
I love it. I love it.
Oh, it's beautiful. What do you, outside of music? I mean, listen, I get it. You're writing songs, your tour's canceled, you're locked in the house. What's your hobby? What's getting you up in the morning? I know music. Let's set that aside. But Liz Longley, what does she do when she's not playing guitar and singing songs?
Well, we're not going anywhere, but I'm trapped with two of my favorite living creatures, my fiance Patrick and my Labrador.
I was going to say they're four-legged, but Patrick's two.
Patrick's 2 legs, Stella is 4, and we just have the best time together. We're going for walks every day to try to get our sanity in check, and you know, we're just chilling. Luckily, we love all the same things. Patrick is in music, so we just talk, live, breathe music every single day. So I wish there was more to tell you about our interests.
Yeah. Well, I didn't know if you know, tennis pro or something. I don't know. No.
I'm terrible at tennis.
Do you cook? Does Patrick cook? Is anybody cooking in this house?
Oh, we are cooking, but I wouldn't say it's like anything to write home about.
Right.
Like we had dinner. We had a really good dinner last night. Last night I made pesto salmon and we made steak, and then we did sautéed kale and drank our whiskey and wine on the porch. It was a date night, you know?
Very cool. I saw a quote on Facebook. It says the show, My 600-Pound Life. Do I call them or do they call me when this is over?
Very relatable.
You know what I mean? It's like, and everybody, all of our viewers, it's like you go grocery shopping and 4 days later you're out of groceries.
No, I know.
Oh my gosh. So we have another song. Now this one, the last song, okay, that's off an older album, correct?
Yes, it's on an album called Hot Loose Wire.
How many albums do you have?
Funeral for My Past will be my 6th full length.
All right, 6th full length. The first vinyl? That's your first vinyl?
It's my second vinyl.
Oh yeah, actually, I think the second vinyl.
Waitlist is my first. Yeah.
Awesome. And I'm going to play another song, and then we're going to let our viewers know how they can purchase all of this stuff, and then we'll talk about that package you're going to put together for specifically for Wake Up to the Vibe viewers. Okay.
Yeah.
How cool would that be?
Wake up from your funeral package.
Yes. Yeah, right. That's right. The resurrection package.
Yes.
When we come back, I want to talk about the TV shows that have featured your music, because I like to learn how that happened and what brought you there, other than an amazing voice and beautiful songs. But first, let's talk about this next song. So this is, I got my little piece of paper here. It's
Torture. Yeah.
I couldn't read my writing. How pathetic
And
I
you're
am.
like, did she really release a song called Torture? Really? But actually, yeah, Torture is off the new record. And I know it doesn't sound like it from the title, but it's a love song. And
Wait a second. Honey, I'm going to write a love song for you. It's called Torture.
No, it really was the first song I wrote about Patrick. And I was like, I wrote a song about you. He's like, what's it called? I'm like, oh, let's not talk about that part. Let me just play it for you. When you hear it, you'll understand.
Right.
When you hear it, you'll understand. And it's weirdly, it's about being away from your person or being apart from your person and how hard that can be. And it just kind of took on a new meaning with all that's going on in the world. So Patrick is he's a videographer, and we can't go anywhere to film anything. So he had this idea, with this new song coming out. It's the song that would be so perfect for a dancer. If someone wanted to choreograph it, it would be so beautiful. So we reached out to a ton of dancers and asked them if they would dance to Torture. And we got so many submissions, and it was unbelievable, like moved to tears multiple times to see these people choreograph their own dances in their own homes. They're alone. Then they had something to do, and they sent us these videos, and we compiled it into one Torture music video. So that's what you're about to see.
When I watched the video, I actually said, this is brilliant with all the different people in different scenarios. And it's just great. Let's go ahead and play it. This is called Torture. And right here on Wake Up to the Vibe. This is Liz Longley. So let's enjoy this one here.
Being without you is being locked in a room. An eternal afternoon set to a song sung out of tune over and over again. Why does it feel like torture not to have your skin on mine? How I lived before you loved me, and now I'm dying all the time. All my pleasure choked by pain. Since I let you get away, I should have tied you to the bed, and I had you in the flesh. Now I'm chained to the memory of the music played loud. How my head came down, how you kissed my mouth with a fire I can't put out. Why does it feel like torture not to have your skin on mine? I'll live before you love me, and now I'm dying all the I'm only mad for you, my love. I'm holding out for you, my love. I'm only mad for you. Softly. Why does it feel like torture not to have your skin on mine? I'll live before you love me, now I'm dying. I'll live before you love me, now I'm dying. I'll live before you love me, and now I'm dying all the time.
You're waking up to the vibe. That's Liz Longley. And there you have Liz's web address. Hold on. Let's get rid of this, and this. And we're coming back, and here she is. Liz, you know what? You know what I thought the coolest? So many things are going through my head right now. I love that you gave the dancers credit on the screen.
Oh my gosh, of course. I want people to be able to go back to their accounts and watch their full dances because they're just breathtaking.
At first, I was like, "Oh my gosh, did I play the wrong YouTube video? Because are these captures like? Are they in English? I'm trying to figure it out, like, because I'm making mistakes all the time. And then it hits me. No, these are the dancers.
Yeah, yeah.
Very, very brilliant. It really was.
It was such a thrill to see those videos coming in and just feel like we were making something together. You know, they just elevated the song, and it was so cool. It was really cool. I hope I write more songs that people can dance to.
Oh my gosh. First of all, you can sing a phone book and it'll sound beautiful. Patrick must be very proud. And did he take part in like the editing and stuff?
Oh, he edited the entire thing.
He did.
And that's his specialty. He's such a great videographer and editor. And I don't know if you noticed, but if you watch it, you'll see that he transitioned certain people's moves into one that was similar. That, you know, it was just so beautifully done. I loved
so cool. I think like maybe 5 years from now, you come out with another version of the same song, and you feature like people like Jack Black with no shirt on, you know, doing the moves.
Yeah, throw me in there because I can't dance for
me. I was gonna say me, but then didn't want you to have to visualize that on the show. It would be worse than Jack Black dancing. Seriously. Oh my gosh. So all right, now let's talk TV, Liz. Let's talk TV. How did this happen? How does TV happen for songwriters that are on tour cutting records in Nashville? Do you submit? Did you meet somebody in a bar? What happened?
So how it first started happening for me was I was invited to a songwriting camp where they were saying, hey, we need songs. This company was saying we need songs for pitches, for television, for movies, for commercials. We're going to give you guys prompts. So there's usually like 3 or 4 songwriters in the room, and they'd say, we're going to give you a prompt and we want you to come up with something, record it that day, write it, record it that day, send it to us, and we'll keep it in our catalog and pitch it for things that we think are fitting. So the first one that we ever had was a group of us were asked to write a finale song, but we didn't know what it was the finale for. So it was really difficult.
Right.
And so we're like, let's just be make it as wide open as we can lyrically. And so we wrote this song called This Is Not the End. And it's not about one specific thing, but it's just saying like, don't give up. Don't let go. This isn't the end, even though it's like the end of the show or whatever.
Whatever show you're
whatever show it ends up being.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And
right.
that was, yeah. And it was so fun to create that. And it really forced you, because in my writing alone, I'm very detailed and very story oriented and emotional and personal. And it kind of forced me to write in a different way. Anyway, that song took off and it was on Lifetime Television's Army Wives, their season finale, which, funny enough, it was everyone that was watching thought it was, it was like their favorite show, and it was ending. And then the subliminal message in This Is Not the End, they actually came out with another season. So it was kind of funny.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Very cool. And then was it ABC's Beauty and the Beast?
Yeah, that I can't remember. Same company.
Oh, really? Cool.
I was never signed to this songwriting. I don't know what you want to call them. I guess they're a publishing company. But I wrote with a lot of writers that were. So I'd walk in the room and we'd write a song, and I'd find out a couple months later that so-and-so wants it. So I didn't have a connection with anyone that was, I didn't meet him in a club or anything. I wish it was
right.
Right. Sometimes I don't find out that my songs are on things until the show comes out. So that's kind of weird. That just happened, actually. One of my songs was in the Lifetime. Apparently I'm a big Lifetime chick.
Right.
Movie. It's called In the Key of Love. And I didn't find out until someone sent me a video clip. And they're like, you're on the show. So. Oh,
wow. Very cool though. Do you, I know in Nashville, I lived in Franklin for a year. Yeah. I went through a period where I tried to make it in Nashville, but at the time in my life, I was, this Italian guy wearing gold bracelets. It didn't work. They were like, son, go home. Go home to your mother. So I did. But
that's fun. I wish I could go home to my mom. She's watching right now.
Well,
it was a Hallmark movie. Thank you, Mom. See, she corrected me.
That's awesome.
Lifetime, it was Hallmark.
Well, make sure you tell Mom that to like and follow Wake Up to the Vibe, and you as well. I know you're not going to get up at 6 a.m. every morning to watch, but everything is archived, and I've got a cool. Yeah, I got a cool group on tomorrow. I think you would really dig them. It's called Honey of the Heart. They're out of California. It's a husband and wife team. And it's got a flamenco, reggae, singer-songwriter, soul, jazz, a little bit of a hip-hoppy feel. It's so India Ari. Like I always think of India Ari when I listen.
Her.
Yeah, she's great, isn't she?
She's amazing.
So you'll have to check it out. And if you don't get it live, I get it. You can always watch the archive.
Absolutely.
This has been a lot of fun.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, I really appreciated it. How do we, how does our viewing audience buy your stuff, get your downloads? Give us some instructions here.
Sure. Okay. So if you want to go, well, first of all, you can follow me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. It's just Liz Longley, LizLongley. And if you want to check out the new record, it's not really out until September, but because of all this, I'm sending it out now. So it's a good way to get some new music super early. I have CDs, not just vinyl. But that's just LizLongley.com. Actually, I'll put it in the comments, LizLongley.com/store. And yeah. And then, when life gets back to normal, hopefully I can see you guys out at a show. That's my favorite thing, is to get to meet you.
Absolutely. Yeah. And if you're ever playing anywhere in New York, I have a large upstate New York, because that's where I'm from. So if you're ever up in that area, out in the Albany area, please let me know, and we'll give that a push. And then I'm in Raleigh, North Carolina. This is so cool, connecting people from Nashville to people in New York from Raleigh, North Carolina. I mean, this is what we do. So,
a lot of my upstate tour was what was canceled. Upstate New York tour and my first show that was canceled was New York City. So it was a lot of New York stuff. But and North Carolina, believe it or not, I was going both those places. But yeah, they're back on the calendar for later in the year. So fingers crossed.
Very cool. Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for making my morning. This is great.
It's good stuff. Hang tight, and we're going to say goodbye to our viewers, but hang tight. Don't run away on me here.
Okay.
You're listening to Wake Up to the Vibe, ladies and gentlemen. Want to remind everybody, tomorrow, Honey of the Heart is here. And on Wednesday, I will be speaking with